And welcome to another Pokemon Go video. So jumping straight into Go Battle League, and we're still in the Great League. So very slight switch up to my team of Bastiodon, switching out Tropius and putting in access to Earthquake. So potentially a little bit more play against some of the steals that come in, as opposed to Tropius that has flying and grass moves, which are super resisted. So we'll jump in and see how it goes. So Azumarill lead, really bad, but works out really well because double grass in the back. So switch straight out into the Meganium and start farming down. And then I've just realised that the opposition is not attacking. However, it looks like they're not lagging. They just know the composition of this team, that it's Bastiodon with double grass in the back, and know it's GG's when they've got a Wish Cache in the back. So I'm just letting that go. And the reason I know that they're not lagging out is because they're swapping their Pokemon in really quickly, so they're not waiting the full 10-second timer between when a Pokemon faints and when you choose the next one to come in. So they're just letting this go because obviously it's GG's at that point when they've got double weakness to grass. So let's just let this one play out. And so the reason, like I said, the reason for this team is to have that Earthquake damage, to be able to pressure Galarian, Stunfisk, Registeel, things like that, and even other Bastiodons that you see come through. So that's game one. Obviously, that team comp really didn't work for them, and equally there's team comps that just don't work for this team as well. So let's have a look at game number 2. So Bastiodon into the lead into Shiftry, so a bit of an awkward lead. So hoping that they're going to swap out, but they don't, and then they're just going to Leaf Blades. So Leaf Blades are not going to be doing huge amounts of damage, but Shiftry is just so spammy with those charge moves that it gets to those Leaf Blades very quickly. And as you can see, it is actually outpacing me in damage. So I'm going to throw a charge move at some point eventually. So they're throwing Leaf Blade. It's going to get me really close. So I do want to get to my Stone Edge, and I should be throwing a flamethrower here, but they're going to shield regardless, so it doesn't really matter. And then trying to get to the next Stone Edge and just can't quite get there, so they outpace me, and I'm going to have to let this go. So they win switch. So in this instance, I'm going to bring out the Meganium to get a little bit of extra farm to see what comes out. So out comes the Galarian Stunfisk. So this I will have a little bit more play. Far too quick. It's just going to be a Rock Slide. Don't need a shield. And so what I'm going to do is charge up to the Earthquake and try and bait out that last shield. If I don't get the last shield, this is going to be doing huge amounts of neutral damage. It doesn't get the shield. So I'm just going to throw back-to-back Frenzy Plant, and that'll be enough to take it out if they're not shielding, which they're not. And then out comes the Azumarill, and they know that is good game right there. So another strong team. So a bit of a questionable lead match. So Shiftry's not great on the lead, but then their back line was super weak to my team. So all is good. So Skarmory on the lead, absolutely outstanding, expecting them to switch straight away, which they do, and then I come out with the Meganium. So the reason I come out with the Meganium is because it's, again, going to be able to tank an Ice Beam, so going to let them, so see if they want to shield this. So they've shielded up the first one, which is absolutely perfect for me. Let's see what they want to do. So I'll be able to tank an Ice Beam, so no need to shield here, and it's actually a Play Rough, so it does even less damage and takes more energy, so they must be running Play Rough and Hydro Pump here. So I'm going to throw into my next Frenzy Plant, and that's going to be enough to KO. So really good there, and I was able to overfarm fractionally. So out comes the Skarmory, which is not ideal for me, but because I was able to win that switch there, so obviously they're going to come out with that Skarmory to farm down, and then I'll be able to switch my Bastiodon into that, and I expect them to be swapping out. So out comes the Shadow Machamp in the back. So really good that I maintained alignment here correctly. So we'll shield this up and farm down, just because that would do a lot of damage to a Bastiodon. So wanted to make sure to take that win, and then they leave the game because there's nothing they can do at that point. So jumping straight into the next one again, very similar to my previous team with the Tropius, and the idea is to be able to bait out that flyer. So on the lead is Medicham. So really not a good lead for me. So they've swapped straight out into the Munchlax safe swap. So I was able to get a couple of fast moves extra charge there, so that's really good. So they do shield up that first one. Problem with Munchlax is it's actually pretty bulky, and it's really spammy with that body slam. So not ideal, but able to get to another Frenzy Plant. Again, want to overfarm a little bit because I want to put off their count. So possibly that they want to, try and overfarm and I get to that extra charge move. So they're throwing. I'm going to match their shield here and look to try and grab advantage in switch. Unfortunately, they decide to double shield their Munchlax, and then they're going to be able to fully farm down. So this is not ideal, and so what I'm going to do here is come in with the Bastiodon. I do know that the Medicham is coming straight back out. They're going to be throwing a power-up punch, so I'm going to let that go through, and then I'll swap into my own Victory Bell. They swap out into the Dugong, so able to absolutely tear it apart with the Leaf Blades. Icy Wind's going to debuff me, unfortunately, and then out comes the Medicham again. So we'll be able to throw the Leaf Blade there. Unfortunately, because it's been debuffed, it's not going to do as much damage. And let's see what they want to do. So they're able to get to the next charge move, throw the power-up punch. It's not very effective. It doesn't take me out. And so we actually KO at the same time. I've got the Bastiodon in the back still, so able to take that match. So even at that unfavourable lead, was able to take it because and they had no flyer, so absolutely perfect there. So next match, Bastiodon into Mawile. This is horrible for my whole team, and you're about to see the lead to run if you want to absolutely destroy Bastiodon double grass. So out comes Altaria. Really good lead for them, and so this is one of the big pitfalls of running this team, is everybody basically knows what you have in the back, so they're able to and this person plays this game really, really well, so there's not much I can do here. So I'm throwing my Frenzy Plants. They are obviously resisted, it's not going to do too much damage, and then it is able to take them out. So obviously they just completely farm down. Out comes the Bastiodon, so I'm not going to use a shield here. Another Sky Attack coming through, and let's just see what comes out. So they know that there's double grass in the back, so here their best play is to bring out the Azumarill. So that pretty much puts me in absolutely no chance. Instantly swap into the Shadow Mawile, which will be able to absolutely obliterate Victory Bell with its Fire type fast move, and it just absolutely destroys it. So that is the problem with running such a common team, I guess, that everybody sort of knows about, that if people realize what your team comp is, they can align their Pokemon to it rather than bring the Mawile out. Onto the Bastiodon. They know that there's a grass in the back, so you want to avoid getting that out. But Mawile destroys the whole team, so really it was GG's from when that Mawile first came out. So able to go 4-1 there, so really happy with that. And that actually, well, after I catch the Machop with a terrible throw. Let's see it, shake, and there we go. So, and that 4-1 was in currently in rank 6. Let's see if it's any good. Yeah, no good. So it's going to go to the Professor for candy. So rank 6, able to get to rank 7 with that 4 and 1. So really, really nice. And that is a slight variation on my previous team. Hopefully it was useful. Having the Earthquake in there is very helpful. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.